Hiya, I'm just doing a quick video for Xander 252. He was asking me what the difference is between the Haya board 6.3 board and the Heng Long 6.1S. There's not much actually. There's really two outstanding things between the two. Is that in the Haya board you have individual control of the commander spotlight, the main searchlight, and the headlights and tail lights. So you can control them individually. With Heng Long board, the commander's searchlight and the headlights are on the same circuit, but you can still control this light. So you've got three light choices in Haya board. And the other thing is they just come with different radios. So this is the Haya one, which I think looks like a bit of a copy of a Fly Sky. It's a nice looking radio. And then the good old Heng Long one that looks a bit like all their old ones, but just modernised. And this has been this shape for ages, but with new gubbins put into it. I put down all the different selection things in the description of the tanks, but with the Haya one, when you want to do anything, you press set and you use the left stick and right stick. With the Heng Long one, it's a bit more complicated, a little bit. You have to press this and then move that around, and then this one, and this is volume, and then this is on and everything else. Whereas the Haya one just says start. So yeah. The Haya board is exactly the same size as the Heng Long ones, but it comes in a slightly bigger case. So, I mean, you could always take it out of the case. The thing that annoys me more than anything with aftermarket boards is they all come without any cases. So if you manage to drop a screw underneath the contact points, then you fry the whole thing. I don't know why they can't come out with an aftermarket board with a case. They probably say it's all to do with the cost. But, you know, I wouldn't mind spending the other 10 quid to stop myself from frying a board. If you look inside, let's put that there. This is a Haya board. I know it's got TK 6.0 in it, but that's because I needed it to go into that case to fit inside the T-72. So if you can see, this case is too big to fit in the front deck because it's so tight for the innards in here, and there's nowhere else really to put it. But it fits. So if you've got a T-72 and you want a Haya board, just take the 6.01 out. And you have to chop a hole for the servo ports, but that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll now turn this on, and I'll show you the functions on the Haya board, and then I'll show you the functions on the Heng Long board. And I'll show you what I mean about the dual control for the headlights and everything else. Right, back again. I'm just going to show you the functions on the Haya board. So start. So it's really sunny here today, it's really hot in England. So this is smoke. Fix it. Commanders, and then headlights. So if you can see, they're independent. And then the main searchlight is down here. And then the rest of the functions are the same. So turret, elevation, gunfire is just one control. And then machine gun is down. And that's about it really. And the rest of the controls they're all the same. So that's all the same. And now what I'll do is I will just quickly I'll quickly put the other one up with the Heng Long 6.1 in board, and I'll show you what I mean about the difference in some of the functions. Right, so this is the second T-72, and it's a nicer one. It's my daughter's, so I did a bit more to it. Because my son, the one I did for my son really was my experimental tank to get the BB unit working with a recoil, because I was told it couldn't be done. Because it was too much, there wasn't enough room in there. But there is, and I've done it, and there's a video on it, so I'll put it in the link if you want to know how. So yes, this one's got a bit more detail. It's got the bolts that hold on the rubber side skirts. This is rubber. If you can see, I've done the conduiting to the smoke dischargers, to the lighting, to there. The T-72 tow cables aren't that great, so I got the old T-85 ones, and they still do the job. They're just about long enough. I can't remember if I had to cut them. I don't think I did. It's a long time since I've done this. And in fact, I've got another one coming in the post to do an opening. And it's the new T-72B from Heng Long. I've got a feeling they haven't changed the turret. They've just stuck contact ERA on it, but we'll have a look. And I'll do a review on it. And then we're going to do something with it. Yeah, anyway. So, this has got the 6.1 board in it. Sorry, before I open it up. Always remember to take that off, because otherwise you'll rip it. Ooh, I've moved my log. Log back, there you go. So this is magnetized, which is a good idea in some respects, but in other respects it's not, because the hole becomes very unrigid. And also, if you forget, you lift up and then you rip all of this out of there. And I've done it before and it's not great. I think you can see some of the repair. So with my son's tank, I've left 2 screws in and then magnetized the rear so that the rear sits down properly. So there we go. So that's what's inside. Let's put this back on. And if you leave that loose like that, you can put it on. And it works quite well. So let's turn it on and I'll show you the main differences. If you ever need to bind one of these radios to the controller, you basically turn the radio on holding down the start button, and then you turn the tank on in that order. So turn it on holding down start button, turn the tank on, it will bind the radio. So let me just turn it on. Now I haven't got sound. Now with this one, so it's just turned on because lights aren't flashing. With this one, to turn the sound on, it is volume. Still has 6 levels. To turn the spotlight on is just, but it won't stay on. It only stays on when you press it down, because I think it's a laser aiming light. So that's one of the differences. To fire the main gun, you have to hold both down. A machine gun is just this side. Now this is the thing. This is a bit tricky to do, but oh, that I nearly got wrong. Just thought I'd quickly show you what I did when it went backwards, so I didn't show the controller. If you press that and down, it changes it to Tamiya control of forwards, backwards, left, right, which is a bit bizarre. So if you press that and go up, that's what turns the commanders and the front lights off and on and the rear lights. Down, it changes it to Tamiya controls, where instead of this is all turret control, it becomes backwards, forwards. This becomes turret control. That's then turret left, right, and then that will be gun up, down, which is just bizarre. But I thought I'd quickly show you that because you couldn't see what I'd done. That, if you press that down and pull that down, it changes the control over to Tamiya. Remember that. Must be K. No, it's not K, so it has to be. There we go. So if you see, if you press down G and press that up, it turns the commander spotlight and the front lights on. If you press it down, it changes it to Tamiya, which the Haya doesn't do. But I don't care about that because I really don't like Tamiya's controls. I think it's a bit weird. So then if you do it that, it goes back to normal. So there's that. The smoke is, as usual, where it says smoke. So really, that's the main differences. So I think the reason why it doesn't work for Commander Spotlight is because they've used this channel for changing it to Tamiya, rather than having it as normal Heng Long controls. To be frank, I'd rather have normal Heng Long controls instead of Tamiya stuff. But the controlling them is exactly the same. The sound isn't too bad. Like I say, you know, elevation. And you change the sound set by pressing. So instead of putting the joystick to the side, you press these two buttons. So T-72, T-90, Brahms, I think it's a Leopard. Oh, what else it is? So yeah, so that's it really. So there's the differences between the two boards. Look, have a nice evening. And yeah, I've not done anything on the Brahms this week. I've been a bit busy. I'm still letting the paint dry. Look, have a nice evening, and I will see you next week. Or if I get something done sooner, I'll put it up. Bye.